Hello, my name is Paul Kim, and I major in Neuroscience and Behavioral Biology on the pre-med track here at Emory University. I am also an undergraduate research assistant in the Emory lab, where we study the neural mechanisms underlying social behavior.
Hi, I'm BRIELLE NATENZON, and I'm a senior in the college majoring in Neuroscience and Behavioral Biology and Linguistics.
Hello, my name is PAIGE, and I'm a rising senior studying religion and interdisciplinary studies of society and culture, which is also called IDS for short.
Now, I came to Emory with a desire to help my grandfather and others suffering from Alzheimer's. The problem was I was an underclassman with extremely limited knowledge and essentially zero lab skills. Fortunately, I was taken in by my now PI, Dr. Malavika Murugan, and her wonderful team. Even though I completely sucked at everything in the beginning, from basic neuroscience principles to performing histologies, perfusions, and especially animal surgeries, everyone was very patient with me, and I eventually got the hang of everything and was able to help others in the lab more and more. That experience was very humbling for me, but also enlightening in what could be accomplished with collaboration and the gesture of taking the time to teach others. That's why with the CMBC Undergraduate Fellowship, I'm very excited to share what I can with my incredible peers and mentors, as well as learn from them, as well as take my research to the next level with my senior honors thesis. Now, when it comes to social behavior, understanding and developing treatments for social deficits in various neurodegenerative and developmental disorders like Alzheimer's and autism spectrum disorder respectively is very difficult. Using model organisms like mice, as we do here in the Murugan lab, we can slowly but surely piece together understanding of underlying neural circuitry. For instance, although we know of distinct regions in the brain, how exactly neurons of those regions interact with neighboring zones to produce behavior remains largely elusive. Of those many regions are the nucleus accumbens, or NAC, and the bed nucleus of the striatum terminalis, or BNST. Now, while prior literature suggests that the NAC and the BNST promote social behavior, the specifics haven't been well explored, if at all, especially in accordance with another brain region, the lateral septum. Now, the lateral septum is a very understudied region, but we do know that it has neurons projecting to both the NAC and the BNST, as well as receiving inputs from the ventral hippocampus. Using chemogenetic techniques in mice, where we cause the expression of certain receptors, we can activate with specifically injected chemicals. I hope to artificially regulate the activity of those pathways and analyze any potential changes in behavior to hopefully discover the specifics of the pathway's mechanisms. The analysis, however, would entail a ridiculous amount of time manually hand-scoring behavioral recordings. Now, while I would love to spend a year staring at low-resolution videos watching mice do what mice do best, there are luckily better ways now. Working with my graduate student mentor, for the past year and a half, we've been developing an analysis pipeline that utilizes machine learning to take raw videos, track mice and all their body parts with high precision, and classify all those behaviors automatically.
I'm so excited to be a part of this fellowship at the Center for Mind, Brain, and Culture. When I applied, I was starting to think about my honors thesis, and I was looking for some guidance about how to make the most out of my research experience and really understand the implications of my project on multiple fields, from neuroscience to biology to the social sciences. And I'm confident that this opportunity will allow me to take a more holistic look at my thesis while enjoying the process, getting to meet people from the neuroscience field to other fields that I'm interested in, and really set me up for success for next year. My honors thesis will be a continuation of my current project in the Sanchez lab at the Emory National Primate Research Center. I'm focusing on the effects of maternal care quality on the social development of infant rhesus macaques and the underlying neurobiological mechanisms of these behavioral changes. So specifically, I'm interested in how these early life mother-infant interactions play a role in the later development of atypical social skills and the correlation of these findings to autism spectrum disorder in humans.
I feel so lucky to be joining the CMBC Undergraduate Fellowship this year. I'm especially excited to meet and connect with my brilliant peers, researchers, and scholars that make up this center. Following suit with my major, my interests tend to be pretty varied and interdisciplinary. In the past, I have done research with Dr. Angela Dixon on premature death in Black families and educational outcomes, and I have also worked in a geriatric neurokinesiology lab in the School of Medicine under Dr. Madeline Hackney. My current research, however, centers around monastic culture, particularly that of Tibetan Buddhism. For my senior thesis, I seek to analyze how nuns practicing Tibetan Buddhism in exile make sense of their daily experiences of their minds and bodies. As you may know, the mind is of utmost importance in Tibetan Buddhism. Its nature is clear light. On the other hand, the body, as a vehicle of consciousness from one life to another, does not have this pure nature. Yet through my time spent with the monastics, both at Emory and in India, I have noticed the tensions and nuances of how these people relate and understand their bodies and minds. This summer, I am living at Jamyang Choling Nunnery among 120 Tibetan and Himalayan nuns, engaging in both participant observation and semi-structured interviews. Throughout my senior year, I will continue to consult these nuns and those that study at Emory. I also intend to frame my thesis and my work through anthropologist Dr. Michael Jackson's work on existential and phenomenological anthropology. This work is interdisciplinary in nature. I combine anthropology, religion, Tibetan studies, and women's and gender studies to explore questions of how does monastic culture influence the relationship that nuns have with their own mind, and how does ritual play into the embodiment of these nuns? And this is why I am so excited to be joining CMBC. I expect to be surrounded by those who lead with a compassionate curiosity and delve into projects that integrate and support cross-cultural understandings. I hope to learn more about the mind in a holistic way and connect what I've learned from my monastic peers and friends to those various endeavors and talks hosted by CMBC.
So altogether, this will be a very exciting opportunity for me, and I thank you all again for your time.
I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I can't wait to meet everyone at CMBC. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I am looking forward to it. Thank you.